Started this morning off in Prague. We're heading to where?
We're trying to go to Bratislava.
Soon we get on the right train. It's a big assumption.
Here we go with 3 countries, 3 capitals in one day. We start in Prague, visiting Christmas markets and staying at the famous Dancing House Hotel. If the hotel is incredible, but that's a story we'll tell in a different video. This one starts with us leaving Prague on a train. We traveled from Prague to Vienna, Austria, where we planned to spend a couple days. But after arriving in Vienna, settling into our hotel, and having a traditional lunch, my son suggested something a little off the wall.
Started this morning off in Prague.
Yeah,
Yeah, very excited.
we're in Vienna currently. And we might get to Bratislava. Maybe not. Maybe.
Yes, you heard that right. Beckett suggested that we head to Bratislava, Slovakia. If you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know Beckett is the king of side trips. He's recommended side trips that we've taken at the last minute to Santorini, Greece, or the one time when we were visiting Patrick and Patty from Travels with Delaney in Pennsylvania, and it ended up being a trip to Montreal so we could climb stairs and get our pictures taken at the top of Mount Royal. Or just last summer when we were in Tokyo and Beckett woke up early and said, let's take the bullet train to far north city on a different island, Hokodate. You know, so we could climb another mountain and get our picture taken in a day trip. Then there was a time that we were staying at Forage Ridge in Maine, hanging out with the Brazen Brits, when Beckett woke me up in the middle of the night because he wanted to travel to an all-night, 24-hour cheesecake store.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Not to mention the many others, like when he talked us into a day trip to San Marino, or we drove down real quick to St. Augustine, and I could go on and on. But let's get back to the story.
We're heading to where?
We're trying to go to Bratislava, the capital.
And we're in
Yeah.
Vienna, and we just got here today from Prague.
Yeah.
And now we're just doing a fun run over real quick.
Bratislava. We're trying to see if we'll make it. We might not.
Might not. We have no idea what we're doing.
No.
So
We'll see.
We'll see. We made our way through
Well,
I don't know, through the underground.
Through the underground, and now we're
Sounds far
taking
more exciting.
a minor train to the main train station, and then we're going to go to Bratislava.
Yeah. So soon we get on the right train. It's a big assumption.
Unfortunately, I have no footage of what happened next because, well, we were running as hard as we could. The local train was running really late and got us to the platform just seconds before our train would leave. We had to run up and down stairs across the terminal, but finally made it to the train. And Beckett was in front of me, quite a bit faster, and I didn't have time to look up and see if the sign was the right train as we jumped on it right as it pulled off. Had no idea, were we on the right train? So on the train, sat catching my breath, and I'll tell you, it did not look like we were on the right train.
We'll find out if we make it.
Are you on the right train?
We'll find out.
The train we were on looked like an S-Bahn. In fact, it was an S-Bahn, which is a local train. But we stayed on it, and as it headed, looked like towards Hungary, it eventually veered up and did get us to Bratislava, so I guess we were on the right train.
Don't really know how we ended up here. Honestly, it was kind of an accident, kind of, in a way. Because we got onto a train and we thought it was the wrong train, but it was not the wrong train.
Or maybe it was. But it is a Pokemon cafe. When's the last time you were at a Pokemon cafe, Beckett?
Like 5 months ago.
In Japan, right? Yeah. That's funny.
After realizing there was nothing near the train station to see, in fact, it's not a great part of town, we called an Uber and we headed over to some of the old downtown landmarks. On the way, we saw the castle and what some people mistakenly called the UFO bridge, and we finally made it to the old town.
All right, Beckett.
Christmas markets in Bratislava.
Why not? Don't remember where else.
To our good fortune, the Christmas markets were still open, though we were several days past Christmas at this point. We took some time to walk around and visit the different Christmas booths and smell and look at all the great food that was cooking. There was lots of great sights to see, and the old town is really nice, and I could tell right away this is a city I want to come back and visit with more time. To the Christmas markets, we also took some time just to look around and see the sights, visit the major landmarks that are in the old town, look at some of the old buildings. Then we got a little hungry, found a restaurant, and I gotta say, food was incredible, the prices were right. Great city to visit. Can't wait to get back. but it was getting late, so we Ubered it back to the train station, where we caught a regular train, not an S-Bahn, back to Vienna.
Accidentally ended up on a bunch of trains and ended up here. That's the whole story, basically. And then we had some good goulash, and now we're heading back.
But how did we find the goulash?
I just chose a random landmark, and we got an Uber to take us there, and we ended up finding cool stuff. We found like a Christmas market and stuff. It was quite cool.
Now I'm gonna relax
And chill. And watch YouTube.